how would you do it, or try to bring more of the spark of wrestling in Madison? What would you do?
Oh gosh, that's hard. It's the biggest thing in my opinion is trying to find the wrestling fan base. There are fans in Madison. There
Right,
are. I mean, I've talked to a few wrestlers that have friends in Madison,
right,
and they are there. It's just hard though because it's the demographic. It's the first thing is any promotion would have to try to find is the demographic. Like in Milwaukee, it's very easy. It's like we have a wrestling show, and then next thing you know, there can be people there because Milwaukee was the one of the hubs for the AWA back in the day, and
right.
it's easy just to say we have this, we have this product going on, it's wrestling, and then you put up a picture of a wrestler, and they'll remember, people remember the Crusher. My father used to remind me of the Crusher back in the day, and Baron von Raschke, and all those old guys. In Madison, it's hard. I mean, it's the living, down the downtown area is all college kids that don't have money,
Mm-hmm.
and on the far east side, or on the near east side towards the capital, people I think are soaked in with that negative publicity of wrestling, and it's the biggest thing is to identify where the fans are if they're not in the city of Madison, if they're out in the smaller suburbs of Madison, if they're maybe in like smaller areas around, little patches to build off of. And I think that would be the first thing would just be to find the fans that we know are there, but it's like almost like finding a needle in a haystack at times.
Right, right. And I see what you mean. So hopefully we can reach out to Madison, let them know there's wrestling going on. So hopefully something of that can be done pretty soon. Another question from a fan. Have you ever managed anyone?
Yes, yes, at times. Back when I was wrestling for Mr. DeFalco, when I was part of the Florida franchise with Mickey and Nick and Khan and myself, I managed a match where it was Chris Black taking on Mickey McCoy for the No Limits. I think it was the ECW No Limits title, and I was actually in Mickey's corner, and I actually caused Mickey to win the match. I'm not very proud of it. Let me tell you that. It was against the fans, and I was just an angry person back then. But with the ref knocked out, Chris Black won the No Limits title. I think it was a ladder match, and next thing you know, I take my principal and I whack him upside the back. I throw the belt onto Mickey, and he won. And that's when Mickey started his first run as the No Limits title holder in ECW. And that was, like that. That's what I've managed here and there. I haven't, if I ever cannot wrestle, I would love to wrestle. I would love to manage. I mean, you take a look at the impact of managers these days, especially
Right.
Lord Khan. I mean, granted, his ways are despicable, and I despise him for that. Especially now that he's aligned himself with my arch nemesis, Scotty Williams. But he is I mean, those guys are, now with JP and Mr. Payne. I mean, they're a very solid force. They're a force to be reckoned with. And what Khan is doing in ECW with Team A, and all those guys, uh, you get to see the power that one man's mind can do. And no matter, even though he's a fan hatred, you have to take into that consideration that he is an X factor.
Therefore, it seems like you really want to get your hands on Lord Khan for what he did. Do you think you're going to face either one of those guys in the next Fusion show on the 8th?
I'm not sure. It depends upon what RJ Daniels and the Fusion Pro Wrestling booking committee has for me. I would love to get my hands on those guys. If I have to fight them alone, I will. If someone else wants to help me out with it, that's another thing. So those guys, I mean, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. Quartets of wrestlers. Mr. Payne is just he's just a guy in a suit now, just wanting to, doesn't say much, but once he gets his hands on you, like he put his size, Mr. Payne, honestly, his hands are the size of like a basketball. Like, and he just grabs you like in a throw for the choke slam that he had me in, and I was, thankfully I was able to escape. But you have guys like that, and you have JP with his years of experience, and Scotty and Con with their brains, and all, it's a very cohesive unit. So I get my hands on those guys and give them each a huge Polish hammer. If someone wants to join me, that's fine. But if I have to, I'll go out swinging on them.
Okay, here's a question from a fan. What do you think about the Southeast Wisconsin wrestling in general?
In general, it's good. It's I'm very much that's where I started off. I started off down in SW, which is South Shore Wrestling. Before it became Stars and Stripes. So I mean, I started off there, and with everything that's going on now with the multitude of promotions, everybody. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan in the Milwaukee and the southeastern Wisconsin area. I know that the
Right.
Kenosha area is lacking, a promotion. I mean, right, that's where I'm at right now. I'm in Kenosha, and if someone, I know at SW when Team Stars and Stripes was down here for a significant part of time, but I think that people could explore the scene in the Kenosha area. I think that's a good fan base to try to start off with. But in the Milwaukee area, it's just where I think it's a great area to wrestle in.
Okay. Well, we hopefully like we got like racing. Well, GLCW do shows there every now and then. And like you said, they do need have some like stuff going on in Kenosha. So hopefully that will happen pretty soon. Speaking of fusion, they have a battle royal coming up. Are you in that battle royal?
From what I've been told, I think everybody is. So yeah, hope so too. I mean, it's a great opportunity. It's you get the face of Theron Griffin, for the title, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's something that you can, from being nobody to somebody, and granted you have a large mountain to climb. You have Theron Griffin, who is just a beast. He's remorseless. It's scary. But it's your chance. I mean, crazy things have happened before, where someone can pull, needle out of the haystack and pull out the W, pull out the victory in the championship. So, I mean, that's one of my things. That's one of the dates that I've circled on my calendar for the new year is to try to make a statement to win that battle royal, and hopefully, if I don't get my hands on Scotty, I can get my hands on Otheron and get that gold.
Okay. Let's just say if you did win that battle royal and you get that title shot, what do you have to say to Griffin?
Griffin is it's like that movie Predator. If it bleeds, you can kill it. He says that you are he's Fusion's new god. He's the fans' new god, and when I faced him back in December, I came within about a half second of beating him, become the new number one contender for the title, and he is not a god, and so I would definitely take his ferocity and his punishment, and I would give it right back to him. And I remember that December match. That's the hardest I've hit somebody in quite a while, and besides Scotty. And but yeah, so I mean, it's when you match power like that, he's just a powerful man. I mean, he's got his athletic stuff is mind numbing. I mean, he is the assassin of the squared circle, and so you have to give him props for being the champion. But I would just go up to him and say, "I will beat you," and then just match him with wit for wit, punch for punch.
That could be a possibility, something to see, but we'll see on January 8th. I have a question. If Fusion end up bringing like a big name and you get the tag with them, who who you want to see Fusion bring in, and who's that person you want to tag with?
Ooh,
Like
that's
a
a good
big
question.
star.
Oh gosh, so many. You know, granted, I think he's retired now, but Ivan Putski would be a great one. Just, having a person from Poland, having a fellow Polish wrestler alongside you would be great. Even his son Scott would be something interesting. Just to say, you have two Polish guys representing your country very nicely. But even if it's a bigger guy, like I would love to tag him with Ricky Steamboat. Would be a great person if he would be someone to look up because I mean I used to watch him and Ric Flair back in WCW towards the late '80s when they with their matches and they're just phenomenal.
Right.
Um, but also looking deep, they brought in like another name. Oh gosh, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head how many I love Scotty Duhati back back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Is his worm? I mean, we could. I'm sure we could like polka and do the worm together. And, that's what that would be a dream for me. Is that we could both, do the worm and then polka together. So who knows? We'll see what we can do.
That would be an interesting combination. Um, if you said, let's just say you have to retire today, what do you want people to remember you by?
Wow. Uh, that. Oh, well, hopefully, they would know me for my heart that I gave out to my friends. The fact that everything I did in the ring was for them, whether they loved me or they hated me. Because there's been a lot of times where they've hated me. I think it's been misguided hatred, but of late, being the Warsaw Warrior, the Prince of Poland, just that the fans enjoyed that people enjoyed my matches, that they enjoyed seeing, wrestling in a pure form and having a little bit of hope with it. So it just means just to have the heart and that I had the heart to wrestle and that I always gave it my all. And hopefully I can use as a role model to kids that you can persevere and you can continue to work hard and you can get to be where you want to be. You can live your dreams.
Okay, that is good and well put. I have to agree with that. Um, let's see. If let's see, this would be. I'm not gonna say it's a big if because this is a possibility. If you have a chance to join SWE, what would you expect from SWE if you was there?
If I was there, what I would